Alright, today I have a catch-up video here. I kind of delete some stuff, but anyway, we'll just deal with it. I'm so behind on videos. It just takes so many different steps. I have to do this computer, that computer, this card, that card, you know, recharge the battery of this thing and that thing. But because this is what at one time was primarily an autograph channel, that's just how it became. It's not how it's supposed to happen. There's an envelope right there. Again, the light is just, you know, you see again, look, won't be able to see that very well, but there's a light for that one there. I don't know what happened. I have absolutely no earthly clue what happened, because I sent this card, or I had planned to send this card decades ago. Literally decades ago. It just never happened. So, and then I found another card here. I said, you know what, let's just get this out. So I got a 1979 Yankees prospects. More than likely came from my set. Well, it's not complete, of course, because you know how it is. A 1979 set is no biggie to anybody in the YouTube community, but to me it's a big deal because when you have 2/3 of the set, it's going to cost you more than a complete set. But anyway, we have none other than Dave Radsic. R-A-G-S-I-C-H. So I don't know if the J is silent, but Rasich or whatever. So there's that one there. Again, that's the only one. I'm not going to get Mike Keith or Brian Doyle. Maybe Brian Doyle signs, but I don't know. And Mike Keith, I don't know. Forget that one there. And then this is the one, 2002 Portland, the now or long since defunct Portland Beavers. I want to say that the MLS took over and took that spot there, so there are no Portland Beavers anymore. But there's Dave Rasich or whatever, the coach of the Portland Beavers from 2002. It is so beat up because that's how I got it. Just had this in my minor league binder. I don't know when I got it, but it was after 2002, so I don't know, it could have been 10 years after that, so 2012 since I had that, at least, at the very, very least. I just remember I've had this for say, decades or eons. You know, it feels like I had it longer than that, but again, time flies when you're having fun. Then I had a package from eBay that basically took me forever to open. They taped it and taped it and taped it and taped it. I guess I could have sliced open the end with the scissors, but I'm not being very smart at times. Massive headache, very, very exhausting. And I was like, I swear this is taking me 20 minutes. It probably took me all of 5, but it just forever. I would have had a whole YouTube video trying to rip this open. Layer of tape, layer of tape, layer of tape. Very weird and unusual item. Now these are items that I bought before, and I had a sample item here, but it looks like it did not make it to the table here. But I have a bunch of slides, and you're like, well, slides, that's not very weird and unusual unless the subject matter is. Well, that's part of it. But these slides here used to be glass slides. I'm almost 100% sure. See, there's some red. Oh, well, you won't be able to see it, but there's red right here. This is a glass slide, so that's, let's take this one out of here. And this is in a glass slide here. There was some bordering on here. Somebody has taken these apart and ripped out all the, see, that's the inside piece there. Oh, I don't know, that's probably slipped inside there, but I'm not sure if it's directly on the glass there. But they had issues with this one here, and all of the bordering and all, you see where that's tore off here? Well, what happened was it came with a USB stick or whatever like that, and they were all scanned. So somebody took all of the outside mounts and wrecked all the outsides of it, and just, you know, I mean, they're floating inside there, so some of them are really loose. This one here is actually loose here, and that might be some damage to the actual slide there, or the negative or positive or whatever you want to call it, the film piece there. So who knows what the heck that is, but somebody took these out to scan them, I guess, I don't know. And some of them look like they were scanned inside the glass. And one of them has a piece of hair across it. So it came with a USB stick. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. And I had it open here a minute ago. So this is one of, if I can get back here to the beginning of it, no, here. It's very unusual because I would have put them all, lumped them all together as one, because now I have to go through folder by folder by folder. But this is Out West with the Hardys, movie 4 at 5 p.m. So that's channel 4. Some kind of residue that got on there, which may or may not be on the actual slide. It might have come off, you know, in the removal of the glass or whatever, but almost all of the television slides that I have purchased over the years, a good, you know, 75% or more of them, all have that glass on there. Now, what that does, I don't know what that's for, but that's how it fit in the big, you know, television machines. the cameras or whatever you want to call them. Andy Hardy gets Spring Fever movie 4 or 5 p.m. I mean, I got a good enough deal on it. I think I got supposedly 70, let's see, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah, so I have about 75 of these things here. You know, and they were all in these pages here, all in these pages here. I'll do the best to show you what I have here. And again, a lot of them may have to be rescanned, which is frustrating. I didn't plan on having them already scanned for me. There's movie 4. And I want to say this is an East Coast station like New York. The Tender Trap, Suez, movie 4 or 5 p.m. on our merry way. World in My Pocket, Nadja Tiller and Rod Steiger. Bad Bascom, No Time for Comedy, James Stewart and Rosalind Russell. So I don't know what the value of these things are if they've been kind of semi-altered and they've lost bits of their history. Because part of the coolness of the factor is that these came exactly from Channel 4, and the part of the history is lost because they had all their original holders on them. You know, that's unfortunate. You know, so what do I do? I mean, am I going to make, you know, and they only showed a few of the, I mean, they didn't show all of them. So I think there's Journey for Margaret. Again, most of these have no, I could care less about any of these. Most of these like slides here, I just wanted the ones that have like the channel advertising on it here. Again, there's some sort of weird marking on that one there. You might not be able to see that. Northwest Stampede, Valley of the Kings. And again, I couldn't know, that's a cool one there. But again, a lot of these just don't have. That's a fun one there. So let's get out of this one here. And then I'll show you a few other ones here. But again, they should have put them all in one folder instead of... See, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different, you know, so Recital Hall. Let's see what's in Recital Hall here. Toscanini conducts the NBC Symphony, so that was an NBC station. Recital Hall. Next week on Recital. So a lot of these, again, they didn't take pictures of some of these more boring ones here. And so those have virtually zero use for me. Again, these ones that I don't have, they should have been left in their holders, and so I may just have to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't know what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to have to go back again. And why did I pick these up again? I collect these things here, but again, I did not realize from the images, because they didn't show me how they were being shipped or how things were going, and I probably would have not grabbed them if, now this is what I want, station breaks here. So, well, this one says more to come. That looks like, that almost looks like, that almost looks like Johnny Carson, but I don't know who that is. No, yeah, it looks like a young Carson there. Tonight Show, yes, those are cool. The Tonight Show ones stick with us again. Yes, sir, there's more to come. So that's Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin in the Army now or something like that. I can't think of the name of it. We're just getting warmed up. Again, that's who knows what that's from. That could be from Laugh-In. I don't know. And there's another Tonight Show one. Maybe these are all from Tonight Show. So weird stuff there. Go back here after station breaks. I thought station breaks would be one I would want. And I just started looking at this. Let's go to specials here. That might be a good one here. So there's a bunch of specials here. William Shakespeare, don't really care about that one. See, that does nothing. Dorothy Gordon, Youth Forum, nah. Paris, A History of High Fashion, nah. Nah. Story of a Writer, that's an okay one there. I forgot who that is. Tonight's Mystery, that's fun. Tonight's Adventure. The Bridal Path, Bill Travers and George Cole. Children's Theater, Faith. The News Caravan, that's kind of cool, but there's some spotting and stuff on it. We'll have to see, but that's kind of a really neat one there. Very 50s looking slide there. I mean, it could be from the 50s, I don't know. That's neat. Bobby Clark on NBC. I'll have to double check I have all these. Martha Ray, what happened there? So see, this one was scanned, I think, poorly. I think they just, I don't know, there's some stuff there and stuff there, so that has to be rescanned. Green Fire, don't know what that is. More from New York. Birthday House. Hidden Faces, and that's crooked, so again, that'll have to be rescanned. So that's unfortunate, but again, I mean, it's a good deal, but I just, you know, it's, you know, every time you buy something, you just have to kind of be prepared for some sort of kind of, let's go to elections here. So what are these? The California primary. NBC News, Special Alabama, again, some of these here, unless you have any context with them, yeah, that really doesn't do a lot for me. Really doesn't do a lot for me. Again, the point of these is to, find stuff that I can make pictures out of, and many times I just can't. Movie 4, did we look at this one already? I think we already have done this one. Yeah, we already looked at this one here. Open. So out of this, so far, out of this whole lot of 75 slides here, there's really, nothing that I could really use. A backup rained out game, and backup game rained out. But there's like these weird line here, like there's some kind of, I don't know what happened there, but there's a weird line over here, you can see that, hopefully. And what's interesting here is that this is a different color here than what looks in the window, so maybe somebody color corrected that one, that I don't know. UCLA versus Pittsburgh, this one's a cool one here. The All-Star game from Ruth to May, so that, again, this one would have some value, but they have been, I'll just take some of these out of here. See, so, oops. See, this one has barely a thin piece of paper there. Thin piece of paper there. And this one here has since fallen out of the holder. See, so that's the valuable part there. But again, what do I do with this now that it's kind of lost its holder there? So I'd either have to basically reholder all of these, which is an unfortunate thing. How do I reholder this? You can't reholder that part of it, because there's a plastic holder, which I have some of them with the glass. I have a few of those, and they would fit in there. But again, the authenticity is kind of gone there. So it's, again, these are just kind of a piece of television history, but it's altered television history, so it's kind of frustrating there. We'll just do a couple more here because my battery is telling me goodbye. Baseball game of the week, that is it. Cancel. One more file here. Open, open, open. Hopefully my camera doesn't crash out. Oh my gosh, it's telling me that I'm almost done. Station ID. And go to this one here. And by Steinbeck. That one's got a hair in it, and there's that one. It's a cool one. That's really cool to have that one. Hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.